Community leaders spoke today on behalf of South Carolina, urging Washington leaders to promote and maintain clean car standards here in South Carolina as well as in America. 5 different speakers spoke today on issues such as public health, related reasons due to pollution, as well as transit options and more efficient ways to get around town. Well, I know we have seen a lot of impressive movements in our offensive line recently, but last week we saw a completely different Jake Bentley. He scored not 1 but 2 touchdowns on his own that he ran in. And I know after the game he had an interview with SEC, and he said they're willing to do whatever it takes to win. And I know we're starting to see some of that tenacity with the rest of the offense. Right. This is the 12th annual Trick or Treat with the Greeks, held by the University of South Carolina's Greek Life. Families from all across the city love to bring their kids here to trick or treat for multiple reasons, with safety and a sense of community at the top of the list. The new LuLaRoe Distribution Center in Columbia was just opened in June of this year and is expected to create over 1,000 jobs in the next few years. Although many are now fighting the company, saying it is now a pyramid scheme and a scam, Stallings thinks that the lawsuit will have no impact on the company and the jobs created here.
Large for kids, tweens, one size 0 to 10, tall and curvy 10 to 20, and then tall and curvy 2.
Cassie Stallings works a normal, day-to-day, full-time job, but comes home every night to work her second job. She spends her nights sorting, posting, and smiling when it comes to her job as a LuLaRoe fashion consultant. Stallings has been with LuLaRoe for years now, and unlike many other employees right now, she plans to stick around a while longer.
This company in the last 4 years since it began has went from a zero profit to a $2 billion industry. It was just featured on Forbes. They have a 2-year contract with Disney. It's a stable company. It's a small company with growing pains.
And one of those growing pains Stallings is talking about includes a $1 billion lawsuit the company is currently in with many unhappy employees. Many have said enough is enough when it comes to LuLaRoe's return policy and the debt that they have been put in. But Stallings says she disagrees with the lawsuit and what it stands for.
Do I agree with the lawsuit? No. It's a 90% buyback. You're losing 10%.
And as for the alleged pyramid scheme, Stallings says it's something that just doesn't make sense to her.
The whole pyramid scheme, to me, is just null and void. Yes, there are people that are higher up, but they still have goals they have to meet.
Although there are many people taking a stand and joining the lawsuit, there are people like Stallings who are still working in support of the company as it continues to grow and expand, even here in the Midlands. The new LuLaRoe Distribution Center in Columbia was just opened in June of this year and is expected to create over 1,000 jobs in the next few years. Although many are now fighting the company, saying it is now a pyramid scheme and a scam, Stallings thinks that the lawsuit will have no impact on the company and the jobs created here.
The company's going to keep going. The company is constantly changing. They're not staying stale or stagnant. So they're adding new things to the company all the time.
And it seems that, like LuLaRoe, Stallings isn't stopping anytime soon either, and will continue to sell LuLaRoe products. Katie Anger, Carolina News. In South Carolina, 3 towns and the city of Columbia all have elections today for their local government. However, it doesn't seem to be as big of a deal as it should be to eligible voters. Brokey Suleiman is the director of Richland County Board of Voter Registration and Elections, and he says that low numbers on this day are sadly very common.
For the most part, there's not a lot going on, so unfortunately we're not going to see a lot of turnout. We're ready for the voters. We're ready for a high turnout. We'd be happy if they all show up, but we're not expecting it today.
And at some locations, where turnout has always been higher than others, even the numbers there are disappointing. I'm here at Dreher High School, where poll workers say is one of the most popular places for people in the city of Columbia to come and vote. I've seen about 5 voters since we've been here in the last half an hour, and our 6 just walked in. But for the most part, it looks like this. As of late this morning, Dreher had only seen about 36 people, which is only about 2.9% of voters. Many of the poll workers are relating the cause of this to the fact that the City of Columbia Mayor, Steve Benjamin, is not on the ballot at all. The mayor is not on the ballot because he is the lone mayoral candidate, but Suleiman says this will no longer be the case.
No one filed to run against the mayor this year, so he was unopposed. So current state law says that an unopposed race doesn't have to appear on the ballot. But starting with every race next year and moving forward, that every race will have to appear on the ballot.
The polls will remain open until 7 tonight, and you can bet those who go won't have to wait in line. For Carolina News, I'm Katie Anger. While Halloween is a holiday many look forward to, it is also one where safety is a concern. As a mother, like Katie Stevens, you want your kids to have a safe yet fun trick-or-treating experience.
I like that there are no cars rushing by and it's not random houses like neighbors we might not know or a neighborhood we might not know.
This is the 12th annual Trick or Treat with the Greeks, held by the University of South Carolina's Greek Life. Families from all across the city love to bring their kids here to trick or treat for multiple reasons, with safety and a sense of community at the top of the list. Being a mother of 3, Stevens says she worries about safety on Halloween, but that it's not a concern when it comes to this event. Senior Abby Witt, who helps with planning the event, says that it really brings the community together. And with that, and the safety precautions in place, families like the Stevenses, as well as the Greek students, can enjoy their experience together.
It's a good way for the Greeks to interact with the community, and it's like a fun and safe way, especially with cars, for kids to, have a fun night.
As for other trick-or-treating plans, Stevens says that they will try it out in their new neighborhood, but that it has high expectations to meet.
The past 2 years we've only come to this. This will be our first year trying it in our neighborhood, so we'll see. But neighborhood has a lot to live up to.
And her kids will get their candy from some new faces until next year's event comes along. Katie Anger, Carolina News.